Okay, we're live. Now it seems like I never get enough light on here, but my phone's cool. Hello, Facebook people. Hi. We're about to get started right now. And YouTube, hello, hello. So we're gonna go ahead and just start talking because we already have people over here in this chat. So YouTube, you'll get in whenever you get in, and we just talk. So today's topic is self love will help you enhance or heighten your king radar. And what I mean by that is this. Let's go through the process, shall we? When you're getting ready to be in a relationship or you're in a dating process, with some of us women making it a mistake of doing is not healing and working on ourselves before we make that process. So, oh, you guys, I got my little wine. So, let's talk about how you act when you are operating at a higher vibration, loving yourself, being confident, knowing that you are a queen, knowing that you're the one, knowing what you are. That kind of woman not only attracts but looks for the same kind of love that she has for herself. The same level of respect, of understanding, of honor. When you don't love yourself, you are kind of putting up with anything because you're afraid of being alone, because you're afraid of the lack of worth, the lack of validation. Sometimes you look at other people for that fulfillment, for that validation to say you are worthy. So you end up gravitating to or holding on to situations just to try to find that validation. And that's unhealthy. And therefore will stem to an unhealthy relationship or an unhealthy response to whoever it is that may have come forth. When you are operating as a high value woman, when you see red flags or you see bullshit or you see certain things in people, you're okay with walking away from that. Or if somebody reveals to you that they're not ready about a situation, you're okay with that. But when you're not operating in self-love, when somebody does not want you or somebody is not ready for you or whatever the case might be, you automatically go into fear. You automatically make it about you. You look at yourself as not worthy. You look at yourself as the problem. And when you're doing that, now you end up dealing with people just to have something, just to fill that void, just to be able to say, like, okay, yeah, I am that. When you should already know that. It shouldn't take for this person whose intent is not all the way there for you to feel like that. Because you end up dealing with people who only want you for sex, who just want your name on their resume, who just want to see if they can get there, and they're going to do the most and do all of these things and be all aggressive for minute reasons. Whereas you may have dealt with somebody or came across somebody who really honored you, but you didn't receive that honor in the right way because of what you are used to receiving, which is not that. But that's what you know to be love because you don't love yourself, because you don't have a certain level of integrity or a certain level of principles that you abide by and are unmovable in. And that's where we get messed up at. And I'm not here to attack the ladies, but to create an understanding because I make these mistakes as well. I've been there as well. I've operated a lower vibration of myself as well. And what happens to most of us is this. Hey, you guys, let me say hi to some of you guys. Hey. But what happens to some of us is this. Um, some women may have experienced very toxic relationships, very abusive relationships, or been cheated on, or something like that. Hey, girl. Hey, Brenda. And for the men, for those of you who don't know, when you cheat on your woman, the anger that you get from her, let me take this off. I always see this when I wear this shirt and I never do something about it. When you see when you cheat on your woman, right? She takes you back and she's still bitter. She's still like really feeling the ways, you know? And she's on your every move. And you don't understand because you're like, you accepted me back. We're in a place of forgiveness. Well, what you have to understand is, but some women will not admit, but they all go through, is when they are cheated on, they go through a process of not just being mad at you, like, how dare you, but it makes them question themselves. Like, damn, I thought I was doing good. Like, damn, like you couldn't even tell me that I needed to work on something before you went out. Or like, damn, like at my very best, it wasn't enough for you. And yes, we can get super deep into the fact that men are wired differently and they're designed to reproduce. And maybe we weren't designed to be with one woman in the beginning of nature's design and all of that. But the relationship that you decide to agree to be in and the regulations and rules that you agree to abide by, those are your agreements. So at the point in which you make those agreements, that's what it is. So when you make your woman feel like she wasn't enough, that lives with her past that relationship most of the time. If a woman was beaten, if a woman was verbally abused, I've seen women associate those behaviors with love. They think that somebody being that aggressive or somebody acting in that way is an act of love. They that mad or they that passionate because they love them. So when a real man comes along, you're combative, trying to get that energy out of him because that's what you know to be love. And that's not love. That's not honor. That's not respect. There's only a few kinds of men that you're going to come across being a good woman. You're going to have the ones that just want to see if they could get you. And they know that they wasn't ready or wasn't a good match for you. You're going to have the ones that know they're not ready, but they want to try, because they don't want to lose the opportunity. So they're like, you know what, let me at least try. Let's just get it in from the mud. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of kings that are like that and respect those men. And then there's some men that recognize that they're not ready and will straight up and down just tell you that and walk away. Like, I'm not ready for the situation. I cannot give you what you deserve. And us as women that have been in bad situations, it's hard for us to take that. Because when you are not operating at a certain vibration and you have not took the time to heal and to really love yourself, you can't rationalize that. You don't know that because that's more rare for somebody to even do. So you automatically look at it like, damn, like I thought I had a good one and I wasn't even good enough. Like, he didn't even want me. Like, damn, he just had to tell me that to get up out of here. Like, you automatically go down that road. And you more on, like, you could tell me the real reason. You tell me the real reason, I can handle it. Then taking that truth and that honor. Because even if it was another reason, he respected you enough to come at you in that way. And in a lot of time, we can't accept that. So we don't know what to do with kings. We don't know how to handle them. We don't know how to be with them, how to support them, how to honor their dignity and self-respect sometimes, because we're hurt, because we've been through things where we've been told the same things and it was in a completely different result, because you weren't dealing with a real one, because you have these um impersonators that will utilize the same language but that don't have the same intent. But when you're operating in a place of self-love, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between the impersonators and the real thing, and can begin to give people the respect and the honor of operating with you a certain way. But it all starts with you having a certain understanding and a certain healing within yourself. Because I'm a true believer with all the problems that we have in the world. I believe that it starts and ends with women. I believe that we started this world. We were the first womb that birthed the first man, and we will birth the last one. And every problem that the world has, if one man made a choice to operate a certain way, in a certain mindset, and to heal, and has certain rules and regulations of what she was going to go for and not, then man would change. The world would change, because human race needs to reproduce, and man is a hunter. So man will operate on the frequency that one man needs him to, or he ain't getting no pussy. He ain't having no kids. Human race cease to exist. So we have to get our minds right in order to even detect something good and know how to receive it. We don't know how to receive good things. We think we know how to give it until something triggers something that we've seen before. And when something triggers something that we've seen before, we go straight in the left field, because we know how that panned out. You know? So I'm gonna give you some examples, because I know 3 people who told their woman that, I'm not ready. I want to come correct, and you deserve something different than what I have to offer you. And each situation, the woman did not receive that. She looked at it like, wow, like, you don't want me. I'm here I'll give women this, because I've been in the situation and I know how we feel. It's like, damn, like, in my mind, in my existence, that's not a reason, because we can do this together. I'm down for it without judgment. We can build together. We can utilize our resources and our minds together to get you wherever you need to be. But sometimes a man that is a real man, he needs to do it on his own. He needs to feel that for himself. He needs to know that he can provide. One of my friends told me that his dick can't even get hard when he feel like he can't provide and he not where he need to be at. So men are wired different that are real men. And what happens is we get so used to these men that just trying to use us or drain us in any way that they can. And we looking at that as just being down, and we doing this together, and we whatever. No, most of them be mama's boys, ain't got no daddy that took care of the household. They not operating in they knowledge of where they come from. They don't know what it means to be a man, and to be a black man, and to hold it down. and to make a queen feel like a queen by his kingliness and how he approaches her and how he approaches situations. He wants to be able to lead and feel like he is the leader, at least of his household. And I know as women, we don't understand that sometimes because it's like, I will let you lead, even if, you going through it. So we ought to, I just messed up on, okay, here we go, I'm back. Oh, no, what just happened? No. That took care of the household. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, YouTube. I just messed up with my Facebook peeps, and they love me more than y'all. All right, sorry, you guys. I'm over here messing up. I'm back. But yeah. What was I saying? I was talking about accepting, honor, and love. Because what happens is when you can't accept, when you don't love yourself, when you don't see yourself as worthy, when you don't know, like, okay, well, I'm the truth. So if you want to go do something or do whatever elsewhere, if you want to go another direction, okay, that's on you. I may or may not be here. You have to be strong enough to have that attitude and know that you're the one. And we can do this together or not. I'm going to be straight regardless. But what happens is you're operating at such a low vibration that when somebody says they cannot be with you or they don't want you or they are not operating at their best, so you're still there like trying to work it out and work with them and all this fucking bullshit, and they giving you nothing but heartache and bullshit, it's because you don't love you. And you're operating in fear. You're operating in fear of being alone, of not having. If I don't work on this or hold on to this, I won't have anything. And that is a low vibration to operate from. That is a toxic vibration to operate from. Because then you're gonna that energy is only gonna continue on and on. Now you're tripping over every little thing. Because if you already are coming in with that level of insecurity, the insecurity is gonna get toxic as fuck. You're gonna end up draining it and pulling down that situation in one way or another. You have to know that you are worthy of being with a king and seeing and recognizing a king and being worthy of your presence, not the other way around. Because when you operating in a low vibration, you start to like, if I don't got a man, then I'm not doing something right. My life isn't complete or some shit. No. So then you come off needy. Then you come off like you reaching for him, like you need him. And that is an unattractive energy. No real man wants to deal with a needy ass woman. The only people that's dealing with needy ass people who don't love themselves and dealing with anything that come and just willing to do whatever to just keep them close, those are people who don't give a fuck about you. Really? They just need an ego boost and some validation, and they want to use you for whatever. But somebody who really respects you and honors you, they want you at your best. And that's the same. And what happens is when you begin to love yourself, you want people at their best. You attract more people at their best. You're able to receive the truths that in people, because real, just like how real recognizes real, your love for yourself recognizes love for you as well. It will mirror the love that you have for yourself, the honor that you have for yourself. Like how people act with you, it will mirror that. But what happens is sometimes we are good at making it look like we believe in that for ourselves, but in the inside be empty and be looking for somebody else to fill us up. And when we're operating in that mentality, you can't see the difference between kings and people that's just speaking a certain language to make them seem a certain way to get close to you. You can only recognize it when you recognize your queenliness in yourself. and you take the time to yourself to heal. The problem is, I feel like I said the problem is like 100 times. We don't take the time to heal, because when you're like when you're thinking like that, and when you're in that mode, you're afraid to be alone. You think that makes you less of a person or something. You're afraid to get through that sadness that does happen when you um transition out of a situation, or you don't have somebody in your life that you're used to having in your life. You feel a void, you know? And instead of filling it with the things you love to do, or your family, or just whatever it is, your things that getting money, whatever it is, instead of filling it with that, instead you just let the void sit and simmer, and you get better. Or you try to hurry up and fill it with another person, because you feel like that's what's missing is another person. So now all you did is bring that emptiness into this person's life. That insecurity, that fear of being alone, that fear that you won't want me tomorrow. We have to heal. We have to heal. I was in a I did an interview with Kato's earlier this week, and something that we talked about, or that I said, is he was talking about Black families, and we feel like it's getting to a better place. And I said something that I'm in strong belief in, that I want to push. When one man heals, it will force man to heal in order to be with her. Because so many people are operating hurt. So many men out here have battered egos. They have been in bad relationships just like we have. They got triggers too. And I know sometimes we want to work with them, we want to nurture them, we want to help them, we want to understand them. But have you done that for yourself? Because if you have not done that for yourself, you can't help not one man. You cannot be a good woman to a good man. You cannot feed the best versions of him because you have not fed the best versions of yourself. You have to know that on his worst days, on your relationship's worst days, you still that bitch. You are still a queen. And you deserve love in all things. And if he acting funny one day, it doesn't equivalent to your value. But we will only know that if we love ourselves. So that's the message that I wanted to leave with everybody. And hey, everybody that tapped in, I don't know who's all here. London in the building. Hey, over here on YouTube. Hey. And I see I got the West. I got New York. Got some places over here and on Facebook. Shout out to you guys. The main message that I want to leave with everybody, especially the ladies, is once we learn to value ourselves and look in the mirror and see the best versions of ourselves, we'll not only see the best versions in others, we'll see the authenticity. We'll see the match. You'll see the mirror. You'll see the honor. You'll see the love. You'll see the differences. Versus the people who just trying to tell you something, or just trying to get in, or trying to abuse your understanding of love that you used to, that wasn't love at all. It was abuse. So I just want to leave you guys with that. So peace and love, everybody. Have a good night. I don't be doing long lives. And see you again soon. Peace. Okay, end that one. And then peace out, Facebook.